I've used.
Right on. And let's sort these cameras out and go live. Hello, everyone. I'm Mark. That's Tom.
Hello.
And let's have a look at a few questions. Wrexham won 4-1 against St Mirren Colts. Good second half performance. McIntosh got a couple, one from the penalty spot. And Ben Tollett in the second half just tore them up a little bit, and it was quite spectacular.
Yeah, they couldn't handle him, could they?
No.
Slightest touch, he'd go down and be a penalty, like we got one, or they just let him run past them and he scored.
Well, I mean, the right back couldn't cope, and they had to bring him off, didn't they? The poor lad. And the auxiliary right back did better than him, but nonetheless, Tollett still got problems. Yeah. And at the end, Tollett scored a fabulous goal, which was just him and Matty Jones combining superbly, and in the end, he just kept his cool, walked past his man, 6 yards out, and put it in the bottom corner.
Yeah.
And that was very, very positive. So, a few questions are coming already. I'm just looking at our feed, and I hope that we've got a pretty smooth feed for you here. Looks like I might be buffering a little bit. Anyway, exploring with Chris, congratulating Wrexham, of course. Well done, Wrexham. Absolutely right. And 3 Pumpkins, obviously a Starbucks fan. And then Tardu saying, what's the prize money for the competition? Well, I had a sneaky look before we came on air, didn't I? And I couldn't find it straight away. I got the dates of the rounds and things like that. Although weirdly, Solihull are playing Rangers youth team in about 3 weeks' time. I wouldn't have thought you're going to get rich in this competition. I've got to be honest. That's my suspicion. But I'm not actually finding any hard and fast prize money at the moment.
My suggestion was that 3 lifetime supply of caramel wafer bars.
That sounds very reasonable.
I wouldn't be opposed to. I mean, like, it might not be number 1 on the dietitian's list. But...
Absolutely. You sponsor a sweet deal. Let's see if we can work it out for you. Caramel wafers. Right, it's a big story about them sponsoring it from the BBC, but seems more interested in talking about it being a mouth-watering prospect than actually talking about how much money it will be. So, how can you say that? That's a shocker. Anyway, good performance by Wrexham. Right, how did the youth players get on, says Edward Hugh. Okay, let's go through them in order, shall we? So at the back at centre-back we had Cleworth. He did all right. I thought it was very solid.
Really found out, but can't complain.
He's right-sided centre-back, and he was very solid. I thought he defended the penalty area well. A few balls in, he intercepted well. He was strong. I was impressed with him. You know, he's one of the younger youth players. He's still 17, and he did very well.
Yeah, he made Michael Chambers look like a youth player, in my opinion.
I think he looked a little more. Chambers made a couple of little hairy moments, didn't he? Whereas Cleworth was solid. So he did very well. He got on the end of a lot of set pieces, even though he's not the biggest centre back, but sadly didn't capitalise. In fact, one of the first chances we had was him having a decent opportunity 8 yards out, and he took an air shot, missed it completely, and Redmond followed it through and wasn't able to score. But Cleworth did well. Now then, I was very impressed with Bobby Beaumont at left back.
Really good, yeah.
And he's right-footed centre back, and he was put into an unfamiliar position.
Yeah,
did a good job.
Yeah, the first half especially, because of the diamond formation, he was given that freedom to drive forward more. Won every 50-50, I think. It just drove through players. In the second half, he had to be a bit more reserved because Ben Tollett was causing the problems on the wing. But again, looked really good. I remember he took 2 players out of the game with a back heel roll and step over. Really good, yeah.
He did very well, didn't he? He got through players. Well, you called it before the match. You said about his pace and his power.
Yeah.
And that was exactly what he used in the first half. He caused some problems driving forwards, and his technique in going forwards was basically to drive into a bloke and then go straight through it.
Yeah, I like that.
And it worked. Although twice in the match he did flick the ball very skillfully over his man's head and get on the other side of it.
Yeah, I did teach him everything.
Oh, well, I mean, precisely. Absolutely. Yeah. But no, he was very impressive, and he did well defensively. His left foot needed work. He put a couple of crosses into the cop. But to be fair, he's right-footed and he's playing on the wrong side. And so he learned from that. He put 2 crosses in the cop and he stopped doing it. Just kept coming inside instead. And Very impressive. Very
Very
impressive.
impressive, yeah.
Matty Jones anchoring the diamonds in the first half and then anchoring the three in midfield in the second. He did well too, didn't he?
Yeah, third one because playing as a defensive midfielder, you've got this big, strong, stocky lad who's small, but he's got that aggression, he's got that composure.
Yeah.
He can shield the ball well, knows interceptions. Really impressive him as well.
You could see in the first game against Ayr that he had a real scrapping mentality. He fought for the ball very well. He was a bit unlucky because their equaliser came because he attacked the corner in the near post and flicked it on for them.
Yeah.
But that's life. That happens, doesn't it?
That's life. Yeah.
But he did well. And then with Tollett's goal, he showed us he can play as well, didn't he? His combination play with Tollett was superb. Tollett just hooked a little ball around the corner from the edge. It was a clever pass from the opposite angle to where you'd expect. Jones had anticipated it, received it, and of course Tollett flicking it round the channel like that meant he could run in behind Jones. Jones was straight onto it, backheeled it, bang, Tollett, calm finish. But it's lovely intelligence, awareness, and technique by Jones as well, which is good to see in a player who's obviously a holder.
Yeah, he's able to read the game as well. Not just play it, but he's able to read, adapt situations, bring players across, know what other players are going to do. So, like football intelligence-wise, really good for him.
Excellent. Yeah, did really well. Bickerstaff on the right, up front in the first half, on the right in the second, and he didn't manage to have quite the same impact as he did against Ayr, I think it's fair to say.
No, he looked a bit, like I said on commentary, he wasn't negative, but he wasn't positive as well. He wasn't driving at people. Ball was getting a bit muddled up in his feet sometimes. But, you shouldn't be too disheartened. They did play all right, but he can improve, and we probably know where to improve from that.
Yeah, he did fine, but wasn't really able to influence things like he did last time. Had a scrap at the left back, which was quite entertaining. I think it was a no score draw that scrap, wasn't it? Really,
I think it was a 17-minute scrap.
Yeah, exactly. And then he was subbed. Kyle Robinson-Murray came on, and he looked fast, but he didn't get much chance to really get involved.
Yeah, I mean, in the Youth Cup game, he kind of played as a cam position through the middle. I looked really good in the second half, driving at people, creating chances. On the wing, though, I'm not too sure about him. Maybe because it was at the end of the game when it's dying, but yeah, maybe if we bring him more central, if he gets the opportunity next time.
But as you said, you've seen more of him than me, but you're impressed by his ability, aren't you?
Yeah, really good in the second half against the Mulwell youth team. He didn't get a goal in the end, but he was creating so many chances, got a few assists as well, I think.
Then right at the end, to celebrate his birthday this week, Callum Huxley was thrown on, and I don't think he even got a chance to touch the ball, did he? It was during added time, the ref only added on 2 minutes.
No, he made a lovely run. That wasn't found.
Yeah.
That was it.
Oh, well, never mind. I've done a load of them. a lot of runs that nobody saw. Tardood asking, how did Leighton perform? Well, he looked good, didn't he? I mean, I guess you could say, really, okay, is he sharp? Can he stay fit? Are the issues from a game like this? Well, he didn't seem to have any fitness problems. He made some good saves, actually, didn't he?
Yeah, he's confident, isn't he? With his dribbling skills, which
oh yeah, there was
that. But his distribution was good for most of the game. A few of them I thought he could have maybe caught rather than punching, but he did make a few good saves. Yeah, he didn't get the clean sheet, but no, he played well.
Yeah, you couldn't blame him for the goal because it was a good breakaway, and the striker was 10 yards out and marked. He was isolated. He came out, made himself big, but he put it in the top corner, so fair enough. He did have about 3 little dribbly moments, so very similar to what Christian Dibble failed to execute and filed.
Yeah,
and they were nerve-wracking.
Very nerve-wracking.
They were dangerous, but he did get away with them, and then he stopped doing it. Thank heavens. And he made, the big save that he made in the first half. He made a save low to his right. Shot was going in the bottom corner, but it was outside the box.
Yeah.
I think he'd have expected him to make it, although he had to stretch for it.
If it went in, you would have gone in. So
yeah, I think so. The big save he made was in the second half when Henderson, the right winger, who looked quite good, cut inside, tightish angle, but he's in the right channel, hit it across Leighton did well to get down low, saved it, and then Matty Jones did well to be the first person onto it to hook it clear.
Yeah, if we're being critical, he maybe should have pushed it out into, not the danger zone, effectively. But yeah, it was a good save and good awareness for Matty Jones to get back and cover it.
And he made a near post parry near the end of the game, which again is a save you'd expect him to make, but it was hit with power, and he had no scope to do anything but what he did, so it was a good solid stop, I thought.
It's still got to be made, haven't they?
Yeah, absolutely. And then there was the one that you're referring to where he could have held it perhaps as in the first half. As a member of the Goalkeepers Union, admittedly my membership lapsed a while ago.
It's the new trade union.
Oh, absolutely. I think he's entitled to. I think that it was quite a long way out, but it was hit with a lot of power. And I think if you're uncertain and it's wobbling a bit in the air, or if you feel it's going to, and you make your mind up that you're going to punch rather than catch, you've got to stick with it then.
Yeah, he did commit to always.
Yeah, I mean, it was a safe save, didn't misjudge. So it was a solid performance by Leighton. It's good to see him back, and the question I'm sure implies, is he able to be thrown in on Tuesday? I see no reason why not. Looking at that.
I really think he should start. Most fans, they'd call him super sub. He comes on the bench and makes an impact when we need him to. Like sometimes when he starts, he's a bit slow.
Leighton?
No, not Leighton. I'm talking about Tollett.
That's the next question.
I've read the next question. Just skip forward.
Yeah, I don't know if Leighton should come off the bench on Tuesday. I'd rather.
He might not be a really good impact.
Along with that little dribbling thing,
Not fun.
Bring him on last couple of minutes, just take the ball into the corner flag and do that. Yeah, and then we fine, wouldn't we? Yeah. Hey, how about Thomas now? 15. Oh, golly, how many zeros are there? How many subscribers you've got? Nicely played. I tell you what, yeah. Tollett sounded good. Second half, he was spectacular, wasn't he, really?
Yeah, there was glimpses in the first half, wasn't there? Of him driving at people, making runs. It kind of dwindled out a bit.
Yeah.
As soon as the second half started, he was sprinting and really showing off his pace, causing so many problems.
I mean, the thing is, we played the Diamonds in the first half, didn't we?
Yeah.
And St. Mirren's game plan was quite clear. They were sharp and they broke on us well.
But
they initially pressed us quite a lot in our half. In the first 5 minutes or so, we really were quite poor. We gave the ball away a lot in our own half, and you thought, this could be quite embarrassing. But then once we started to get the ball out, the pattern was clear that they might press us initially, but the moment they stopped pressing, they parked the bus. I'm not complaining, and they weren't looking to do it constantly. Their midfield was very, very deep. And Tollett was allowed no space between the lines, and he tried to find it, and he tried to link things up. But there was no room for him to operate in there. And as you rightly say, he showed the odd little glimpse of promise, but he didn't have much chance to do much else.
No.
So he switched
it was difficult for him how compact it was.
Yeah.
But the change of tactics with him on the wing instead of being a strike, Cam, took him by surprise, and they just couldn't deal with him for the whole of the second half.
Yeah, we switched to 4-2-3 at half time, put him on the left hand side. 25 seconds after the restart, we're winning because he just ripped down the flank. And like I said, the poor right back had to be taken off because Tollett was destroying him. And even then, the player who came across from midfield to go play at right back wasn't getting outpaced. He wasn't getting done on the outside as much. But Tollett then started receiving the ball higher up the pitch, cutting inside into the box and causing problems that way. And he had a couple of nice little lateral dribbles trying to set him up for a shot before finally that link with Jones for the fourth goal. So, Tollett looks sharp.
Yeah, like I said before, with the football intelligence.
Yeah.
I know in the first half, sometimes he had the tendency to drop deeper, which some people might not like. But if you can't be making those runs, that's not too bad. And in the second half, when the next right back got brought on, it was really good. Like, he knew he could just run at him because he's a bit more composed as right back. So he took a different step into being effective, basically.
Yeah, and like you said, it was good that he interpreted in the first half, I need to do something to find a bit of space, to go somewhere where I can cause a problem.
Yeah.
Be a playmaker more. And that just wasn't working because they were so deep. So, he and Keats worked it out, which is good to see, isn't it, really? The Tardu does well saying Akil is back, which was good. And I felt he grew into that game, didn't he? Second half, he started doing those surging runs.
Yeah, in the first half, the way I used to describe him was solid. Just a good performance, solid. But in the second half, when the team started playing well, he started, his confidence grew, and he was driving at people. The old Akil, right, that we used to see, especially last season, driving at people. Wasn't much end product to it, but it's positive to see.
Absolutely. And Brian Roberts wants to know, can we play them every week? Oh, the way it's going, we're playing a lot of Scottish sides at the moment. So you never know. First time we've scored 4 goals in a match since we beat Salford on Boxing Day. That's something.
We didn't have to wait a year, which is laughing as well.
That's a depressing comment, isn't it? Blinking heck. Right. I think that's all the questions we've got at the moment. So, hello. Tardu. Oh, this is a good question. I was thinking about this myself. Do you think Keats has returned a better manager than before? He seems a lot more composed than previously.
Yes. Well, obviously he went to his local club, and things did well for him. But he's grown. He's managed in a higher league, so obviously he's going to get better, isn't he?
Yeah. You would think so. I just think. I mean, I think he's a good manager. I think it's an excellent appointment, and I mean, I've heard people say, good judges say that a manager needs to fail. You learn from failure in management, and there's very few people who are going to have a career where they manage to go all the way through just having a glorious time of it. That's let's try and name one. It's very hard to work around. So Keats will learn from that. But last season at Dortmund, he was a nightmare, didn't he? He got relegated, didn't he? So even there, if you want to walk down that Liverpool road, Bob Paisley, I guess, because he gets appointed from assistant up to being manager.
Ferguson didn't start too well either.
Yeah, exactly. Well, at United certainly, and had to serve his apprenticeship in management. So Bob Paisley, I reckon, takes over from Shankly, and Liverpool a great team, makes them even greater, wins 3 European Cups, and then retires. Okay. Job done. Yeah, exactly.
If Dean Keats could do that for us, I wouldn't complain.
I'll take 2 European Cups. I'll be honest. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. Well, it's always good to have high standards, isn't it?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think he's bound to learn from his mistakes. He's bound to learn from the experience. I think he feels to me like that sort of bloke. Actually, I think he's a thoughtful fella who's his club legend Wayne Phillips on his way out. Good man. So. Yeah, I think he's a thinker, and he's a manager in the sense of he organises staff well and organises people well. So yeah, I think they're going to Walsall and having that experience as well of a different setup can only help him. I think.
Well, at half time, the changes he made to the tactics, to the formation, won us the game at the end of the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he's adapting and learning as the game's going on, not just pre-game, after game, as the game's happening.
Absolutely right. I think it's people have been sort of saying, he'll be defensive. I think that's naive. I think that was circumstance. I prefer to see it in a positive way, that at least he was able to organise a well-constructed, solid side. Yeah. He wanted to address the creativity issues, but then left before he could. I have no concerns about that whatsoever. And you look at the way he's playing now, and he's trying different systems and being positive. I'm not worried by that myself, because he's not daft. And he knew himself it was too defensive. Peter Higgins, I've not been convinced of any of Redmond's performances. Does he just not fit, or slow to adapt to changes? Well, I'll comment. I'll say it. I thought last 20 here is probably the most effective he's been, because there was lots of space, and he was starting to, things were open for him, and he was playing some good, incisive passes. So fair play to him. But yeah, it's not been good, and I think that Hughes brought him in as a key signing. He was supposed to be the important creative spark. He brought in Hooper as a striker, Redmond as the playmaker.
A lot of hype around him as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And to be fair, we were saying in commentary, he's only played 35 senior games. I mean, this isn't an inexperienced footballer, so maybe we're putting a bit too much expectation.
More from a personal point of view, I had way too much expectation from what I've seen, to be frank.
Yeah, I think that me too. But I think that Peter is right. It hasn't gone well for him. He's yet to put in a good 90-minute performance. I just thought, actually, literally, I think that'll be his first 90 minutes. He was never completing 90.
Because everyone was saying I was getting taken off for 60, 70 minutes.
I'm pretty sure it's only 90-minute performance.
I think so, yeah.
So, I don't know. I mean, he did have injuries in pre-season, and that didn't help him. But having said that can excuse the start of the season, but we're in October now. He's been fit all shut up. And in the first 70 of this match, he wasn't imposing himself so much. And to be honest, there were a lot of sloppy short passes, which summed up. That's not a lack of sharpness or fitness. That's just carelessness.
He just tends to drift, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like loses concentration a bit, especially defensively. I'm not a fan of him. So in that diamond formation, when he's not playing as a cam, he's playing on the left mid or left central mid, where he has to cover the left back as well. That's when I'm not a fan of him, because defensively, I don't think he's good enough.
Well, you rightly pointed out that in the first half, Bobby Beaumont was trying to get forwards more than Farm down the left, and maybe needed a bit more cover as a result. And we switched Wright and Redmond across on the other side, from the other side of the diamond. Quite rightly, you're right, because Wright is more likely to come and give cover. And I agree. I think in this game, all right, Keats tries him there. In a proper competitive match, I don't think you want to play Redmond anywhere but in the tip of that diamond, because he's not that great when he hasn't got the ball.
Yeah.
I suspected, though, because I think Brian Hughes, one of his problems was he overcommitted and really, went from, he went from being too defensive to being too attacking. It did look to me like Redmond was told sometimes not to track back.
Yeah.
And
well, you don't know what's going on.
No, true. But it looked like there was a conscious decision that he wouldn't.
Yeah.
So I don't know. But it's not his natural game, is it? Last 20 showed something.
Just bring up that dilemma though. What formation do we play in the next game? Do we go to that diamond where we look compact, which would be good against Chesterfield on Tuesday? But going forward, we didn't really make any chances in the first half.
No.
But when we switched to the 4-3-3 formation, or 4-2-3-1, we were making a lot of chances. Ben Tollett looked incredible. Real pace and aggression.
Well, Rob Davis has lead nice into his question. What can Keats learn from this for Tuesday? I mean, in a way, Tollett is what he learns for Tuesday. He's probably, we were talking about Tollett needing confidence. Well, that game's brought him into confidence.
If that doesn't give him confidence,
exactly. And so maybe that confidence should be sustained by giving him a start on Tuesday as well.
Yeah.
But then, do you play him at the tip of the diamond? But I don't know, because see, one of the things that worked well on Tuesday was Rutherford's energy. He did this last time, Keats, didn't he, with Harrod and McDonough up front and Rutherford behind, pressing hard. That worked well in the diamond. And
I think with Tollett, if he plays at the tip of the diamond, he'll become impatient, because he won't be getting those runs like it was in the second half here. So he'll drop short again like he did in the first half. I think that could be a problem with it.
And then, but then I suppose he's got the intelligence to drift around, go wide, find that space, perhaps.
Which he did do sometimes in the first half.
It could switch to 4-3-3. Grant on the right, Tollett on the left. I can certainly see that working. But I think that the main thing you'll look at this from Tuesday is that Tollett's probably in contention. Langton as well. Those are players you could use. I'm not sure anyone else really put in a strong case for demanding to be included. Wright, I think, did well. The young lads showed that they've got something, but they won't be thrown in on Tuesday. So I think those are the main things, I think.
Yeah.
Who do we fancy next round? The Caramel Wafer Cup was Rob's next question.
An away fixture. I think we've had 2 home ones. We'll take an away one.
2 Irish teams gone out today, so it's going to be Scotland or Solihull if we get an away game.
I don't fancy Solihull, I'll be honest. Bit of a weird opinion.
Yeah, weird opinion. Everyone loves Solihull in the winter, especially out on the moors. God, that was cold. At least it's scenic. Solihull stands half built. There's a building site as the view from the press box. How about? I'm going to say Rangers away, but then we'll play on some leisure centre, won't we, rather than at Ibrox?
Yeah, so. I mean, are we in Vanessa? I just pulled out from somewhere.
They were playing
because I wouldn't mind playing at their stadium.
It's a long way, though, isn't it? Yeah, they won. Okay, then. Our options: Stenhouse Muir, Clyde, Rafe, Elgin City, Inverness, and then Partick Thistle. Oh, there's another country, isn't there? Partick Thistle 0, Connors Quay Nomads 0 after 8 minutes, chaps.
Don't fancy
No. And then Solihull against Rangers isn't until the 29th of October for some reason. So, The tension. It's going to be unbearable, isn't it? I don't know.
Inverness for me. Probably.
I just want a couple more home games, win them both, just win the cup and not have to spend too much money going to Scotland.
Do you know where the finals go?
Oh, I think it was announced. I know people talk about, wouldn't it be great that we could play at Hampden Park? It's not Hampden Park. They play it at like St Johnston or something like that. So, yeah, Peter Higgins saying the way to Ibrox would be good, but I don't know that they'd play it at Ibrox. I don't know.
That would be nice for Wrexham. The best football club in the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
Confirmed.
Yeah, maybe so. As Rob Davis says, Stenhouse Muir. Oh, yes. Where is it? You can't. I nearly went towards a Scottish accent, didn't quite do it. So,
I think some people might
yeah, absolutely.
It is 2019.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Hello. Stenhouse Muir is near Stirling. Thank you, Jason.
Thank you for that Google Maps.
Well played. And Jason, hey, hang on a second. Jason doing all our speed work for us because he's also saying it looks like the prize money is something like 17,350 for the winners. Oh, that's weak, isn't it? Yeah. 12,350 for the runners up, 10,000 a quarter for losing semi-finalists, and 8,250 from the losing quarterfinalists. This is from 2 years ago. Yeah, but I bet it hasn't gone up much. I don't think caramel wafers are that.
I went minus 17 grand in my back pocket.
Yeah, but for the football club, I'm going to say that's not to be turned down. But my understanding, my understanding is that we'll have already lost roughly that amount because we've lost out on 2 home league games. So we probably wouldn't break even in this competition as a consequence of winning it.
There's no point of us being in.
No, but then we never wanted to be in the first place. Let's be honest here. But we have to be. What's happened to Wrexham Trek? Oh, my friend. Oh, well. I've nearly finished editing the Woking one because we had midweek games. It's quite hard because there's quite a lot of editing to be done. But don't worry, Woking is close. It'll be there soon. Rex Tractor. And Rob Davis. Rex Tractor Stenhouse Muir. Oh yeah, if we go to Scotland, I'll definitely be doing that. Really? You never know. You might fulfill it one day. The Woking one is a special paranormal edition, by the way. Oh yeah, it's very paranormal. No, I try to keep the presence of Ollie Williams to a minimum in Wrexham Track, but just because
keep the viewing figures up.
Well, yeah, encourage viewing, and also it's a family program. Let's be honest here. We don't want to stress kids too. You can go too far down that road. Right. Well, I'll go edit the highlights and maybe I'll finish the Wrexham Track tomorrow and put it up on Monday. Who knows? But yeah, they're quite a large edit job. I got to be honest with you. They do take an eternity. I had a bit of a shock when I found the Hartley Bill was half an hour long because I didn't realise I was actually making an episode of a sitcom. That wasn't my intention.
Half an hour.
Oh, world class, absolutely. I did do a bit of an Aldershot one, and then aborted it because the mood wasn't great around the club after that match. No. I was furious the way we lost that match anyway. So
I was actually at the final stage in the cricket.
T20s, yeah.
Yeah, so I looked at my phone. I'll take a 0-0 draw. No, this got the last one.
Horrible. And yeah, I just thought, I'm not sure people really want to. If I put something like her up now, people are going to be a bit, making jokes while the club's burning around you, mate. That's how I decided against it.
Well, comedy is the best medicine.
Well,
and if people
depends what your illness is, doesn't it?
If people come to watch Wrexham for 9 minutes, half an hour of Wrexham.
Well, maybe so. I don't know. But yeah, so the Aldershot one has been filed away. And yeah, filed away is one I didn't do one for because it wasn't long enough. Sorry. And the Woking one is upcoming. I think we should probably scarf it because it's getting dark now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's past bedtime.
Absolutely. Well, on that bombshell. I'm quite good at finishing these things on that bombshell. I'm quite pleased with myself about that. So on that bombshell, we'll clear off, okay? But we won. We are still. Oh, no. It's more so. I was going to say before the match, us and Solihull Moors were the 2 greatest team in the history of Scottish football because we both got 100% records in Scottish football. No other team has. Rangers hasn't. Celtic hasn't. Well, we're better than Solihull now because we've still both got the same 100% record, but we've played twice as many games as them. So clearly we're better. So we are officially, statistically, the greatest team in the history of Scottish football. And on that bombshell, good night.